The details 0116-482-2086. You can call in, or you can even dial on your WhatsApp or your text message 0774 88 So today I'm going to introduce you to wonderful guests that have joined me today from the SLCC. Is that correct?
SLIC.
SLIC. And that's Aman-ul Haq. How are you?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum to everybody.
And how's your Ramadan going so far?
Ramadan Mubarak to everybody. Yes, it's going well.
So Aman-ul Haq and his colleague who's joined him today is Hafiz. Brother Hafiz, how are you?
Yes, mashallah, very well, thank you.
Okay, now we're going to kick it off here to say what are we doing here today in the studio. We've joined we joined together on a few occasions, haven't we?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
And a wonderful project, SLIC. Aman-ul Haq, I want you to introduce to our listeners what is the SLIC.
So that's South Leicestershire Islamic Community.
South Leicestershire Islamic Community. Now, we're going to first of all tell you where is the South. Explain to our listeners the South of Leicester. Which part exactly? Give me a name of a road.
Okay, so if we say from London Road going across towards Wixton, towards Oadby, so from the A6 from Knighton, Asquith, is it Asquith Boulevard?
Yes.
Yeah, going from that side all the way across, you'd class that as South Leicestershire, and then the other side of this, on this side of Asquith Boulevard, will be South Leicester. So South Leicester and Leicestershire.
So exactly where is the location of your project, which you're going to, Brother Hafiz is going to tell us about the project. So give me the exact location. You know, that's what it's all about, location, Google Maps.
So it's on Elston Lane, which is in South Wixton or Wixton, and is on the same road towards the Govestan, Saffron Hill Cemetery. So it's along there, and it's just outside Wixton Town Centre.
Okay, now it's a location that is very, very well known to me because I went to college there. The Wixton College
Okay,
used to be near there, and the Guthrie College was just over the other side to Elston Lane, or is it road?
Elston
Road. So, right, I'm going to make it easy for you all. If you were going to go from Oadby, you'd come to the McDonald's at the roundabout.
That's right.
You'd go past the McDonald's, you turn left, and then you come to a mini roundabout in the Wixton Centre. You turn right there, you go straight along, and what used to be called the Nautical William.
Correct.
I don't remember it because I used to go there, but the bus used to drive by there.
That's right.
So that's how I know that location. Now, I don't remember if there's a big car park there.
Yes, it has a very big car park. It can accommodate up to between 50 and 60 cars. And obviously the whole site, we're looking to purchase the whole site. So the car parking is included in the site and will be part of the project as well. So inshallah, we will be able to accommodate up to 60 cars. And the area there is obviously quite well used as well. So it's a good
Of
location.
course, those of you who are listening in right now, you may not be living in that area, but what is currently the demographic of Leicester, you've all probably do or you do not know about the census that was came out now. The results are there. All the population figures are there. So the demographic of Leicester has grown considerably over the years. And currently we have many diverse communities that live in Leicestershire. And the Muslim Ummah is now in all four corners of Leicester. So there are much needed facilities, Brother Hafiz, required, aren't there?
Yes, there is, correct. We have to take note that we're not only just catering for the Muslim need, there is the wider community need, which is a lot of the focus. So there's a food bank, and in these difficult times is very much needed. Ladies and children's group, mental health is a very, very big thing at the moment, and it's very underlined. So we will be addressing those, and we've linked up with other communities as well to help us through that. Women and toddler groups, hot warm place. So that's an area where there's very limited of these facilities available, and that's what we're going to be looking to offer for not only, like I said, for the Muslim community, it's for the wider community, hence why it's the community hub is what we are looking to do. Obviously we are going to be looking at other facilities for the Muslim Ummah, but our religion is a beautiful religion, has always taught us to take care of your neighbours, and this is us showing us taking care of our neighbours.
So in the true spirit of Ramadan, here Brother Hafiz has explained to us that we are responsible for each other. Indeed. In our community, and we are doing a form of dawah to the people, to the non-Muslims in that area. So normally what happens if you go outside of the city, we go out of our bubble, as we say, we get confrontation in these areas where people, they see that for us, what used to be a pub is now going to be a mosque, right? So these locations, you can see the changing face of our society where these kind of establishments are closing down because there's no need for them, and our communities are growing and we need the facilities. And now it's not just a mosque, is it, that you are looking to put together there? Is the premises, have they been bought already, or are you looking to purchase the premises?
No, so you're right. We're not looking to do just a mosque. It will be a community hub with the prayer facility. But also one of the areas we're looking at is putting a Janazah Ghusl facility. As what Brother Aman-ul had said, we're catering South Leicestershire. If you look at it right now, there is no Ghusl facility in the whole of South Leicestershire. So that's what, on one point, I would like to make. Currently, we are in the process of purchasing the building. In 3 months, mashallah, we've raised over £300,000 through donations and Gaza, and we are looking to do an exchange by the end of April. We are looking for a further 150 to hit us to be able to do that exchange and then complete 3-4 months down the line, inshallah.
Okay, the first task, my brothers and sisters, if you're listening in right now, is to purchase the building. Now, simultaneously, there are projects all over Leicester. Throughout the city, there are projects going on that people are looking for funds. There's Masjid Omar are doing a redevelopment here. The Ordby Mosque are also doing a huge development, which is in the region of 2.5 million to 3 million pounds. Across the city, I can give you at least 10 projects that are going on. But brothers and sisters, we cannot, all of us, say that, well, I'm not living there, I'm not responsible for that particular area. But what is mentioned to me about the Ghusl facility, now, how far is that from our Qabristan?
Sorry, do you want to take that, man?
Yeah. So it's probably less than 600 kilometers away. So, sorry, 600 meters away. So I would say about half a mile.
Half a mile.
Yeah.
Now, a facility close to our Qabristan is got to be absolutely a necessity. Now, often when we've tried to go to the Qabristan, just to cross in traffic over to go to the Qabristan can take up to 40 minutes. What you think, oh, I'll be there in 10, 15 minutes. At 40 minutes, you've nearly missed the prayer, haven't you?
Absolutely. And part of the reason for for us having the Ghusl facility is to provide that service. So we're not in a situation where we're having to trek from, say, some of the other masjids who have the Ghusl facilities all the way across town to be able to do the burial. And also after the burial, what tends to happen is people come back and have something to eat at the masjids and everything else. And we'll be able to provide that facility, which is down the road from there. So you're 10 minutes away to be able to do the ghusl as well as do the burial and then come back to the masjid. And also the other aspect is a lot of people, depending on the timings of prayers, can miss some of the prayers as well whilst they are attending the cemetery, in the burial. So for this purpose, then they have the facility to be able to come back to the nearest masjid to be able to do prayers as well.
And just to add it into context, if you think about it, as well, Brother Aman has said, is at the moment, anyone in the South Leicestershire region, for the whole process, can take up to 2 hours. Now, if you imagine that in the winter times, in the winter months, on how that will take, and you would miss. And I do a lot of funerals, and we're rushing around trying to get towards Maghrib, because between Zohar, Asr and Maghrib in the winter times it's very tight, and the Qabristan closes. If it's just down the road, it's convenient for everybody in the whole of South Leicestershire as well. And also, like what Brother Aman-ul said, is accommodating the families who don't have to run around, go back and forth. So it's kind of a no-brainer, really.
So a brother sent me a text just now saying that haven't we got enough facilities in the city of Leicester? Have we not got enough mosques already? So Aman-ul Haq, you will answer that.
Okay, so you imagine, I mean, the situation with the masjids in Leicester, I mean, if we take, for example, in an area around Highfields and Evington, the amount of masjids that are in those areas, and this is purely an example of the fact that what we're trying to do is trying to go into areas that there is Muslims, and there's a lot of Muslims that are in that area, but they're not being catered for. And the difficulty is the fact that their nearest masjid would either be Oadby, or it would be in a position where they'd have to go into town to back into Highfields or Evington. So for this purpose, it's better that we build masjids in areas where there isn't masjids. And what we can try to do is accommodate people in those areas. And also, a lot of Muslims are moving out in these areas. So we should really consider the fact that the further we go into areas where there is population and we haven't got masjids, we should be catering for them, inshallah.
And the brother is also, I'm glad that you're all getting involved, and I'd like you to call in on 0116 4822 and you're free to ask any questions to Brother Aman-ul here, and also Brother Hafiz. Do call in, because we'd like to hear from you as well. You may have some wonderful ideas to add value to this project.
Inshallah.
Is that good to say?
Yeah, 100%. And don't forget, this is a community project. So it's not just a prayer facility. The community side is very important to us as well. So there's a lot of aspects that we will be adding to this as well.
And I just want to really add something that what Brother Aman said, and from the question that you said, is there enough mosques? Now, you think in the south of Leicestershire, where the Wigston area, we have youth, we have a lot of young youth, boys and girls, that are not connected to anywhere, can't get to places. You've got elderly that can't get to massages. You've got madrasa that can't do it. So because people can't travel to go to a madrasa or to go to a masjid, or you've got the elderly that can't travel. If it's walking distance or somebody can offer a lift that's closer, then it makes sense. There is no masjid in the whole of Wigston. And we have the only one, which is the mashallah blessed one that I was involved in, which is the Oadby one.
Yeah, I do recall you were involved with that from the onset.
Correct.
Right. That's how many, about 6 years ago now, isn't it?
Well, no, we've been there, mashallah, 12 years ago. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still kind of there as well, but I've taken a step back because of this project, that what we have here now, alhamdulillah. But yeah, we built that from zero, being the first masjid there. But that's in Oadby, this is in Wigston.
Of course, now, the brother earlier on mentioned, have we got enough? Well, for 50 years in this city, we've been expanding. The Ummah has been expanding in this city, right? From when we first came here, those of you who do not know, there was only one mosque that we started with on the Sutherland Street. Then we moved on to the other mosques on Ashfordby Street, Burness Street, and so on. And the list goes on and on. Today, how about testing you to know how many mosques are there, facilities in Leicester today?
For my last count, there was 56.
You want to have a go?
I think it's around 77.
No, what they consider to be a mosque, is even they count a madrasa as prayer of worship, and they're hitting over 100 now in the city of Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So as our ummah has been growing, so has our facilities to teach our youngsters has also got to grow, hasn't it? Yeah. And we are, as Brother Aman said earlier on, we are moving out into areas out of Evington Road or Highfields. We are moving out to these areas. And the new Muslims that are also arriving. So we have how many diversities now in your Oadby Mosque, where you were very much involved in the beginning. I've been there to pray, and I see many different people there.
MashaAllah,
Yes.
which I did not even see in Oadby
No.
5-10 years ago. But today you go there, you have the African community. I've seen my friend, the doctor from Nigeria. I've seen many people from Algeria, from
Turkey.
from Afghanistan,
Correct.
Iraq.
Yeah, Mauritius. There, mashallah, we have.
So here we have the A to Z in Leicester. We have the A to Z of different communities. Now, somebody's asked a question again, is that what sect is your mosque going to be? Now, this is a very popular question, right? I'm going to ask you.
We are the sect that prays to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Now, that's a good enough answer for me. And I think always I tell people that, look, first of all comes our common humanity. And in our deen, we're all one.
Indeed.
And we need to think like that and not make a facility which is facilitating a sect or a sect of a sect.
Causes diversity for
And
no reason.
is a big issue. So if we are not going to be united, then we're going to have problems further ahead, right? So this is our biggest challenge for the last 50 years. 50 years ago, we did not even know the word diversity. We didn't even know cohesion. We didn't even know about inclusion. But we, coming from Uganda, we were already cohesive when we came from there into England. So today, these are keywords, DCI or ICD or CID, right? They're all cohesion, inclusion, diversity, inclusion, cohesion, whichever way you want to spin it. It's all for the betterment of all of us if we can have facilities which will unite all the ummah.
Indeed.
And also the wider community.
Exactly. This is for non-Muslims as well. And the important thing here is a community hub. It's there for the facilities, it's there for everybody to be used. The prayer facilities is part of the whole, a part of the project, but the wider project is the community itself. It's there for everybody to use.
Now, brothers and sisters, you are listening to Z on Ramadan Radio FM, and I'd like you all to join us on this program called Community Connections on 0116 4822 and also you may text us on 0774 8855 Hafiz, do you remember that number?
Never.
You remember that, Aman-ul?
No.
I'll do what you do. Look at the screen.
Attention to fine detail. That's what it's all about, attention to fine detail. Now, all of you who are listening in right now, do call in. I want you all to be part of this journey with this particular project, which I personally have been supporting from the very beginning when it was brought to my attention. And I'd like us all to take part in this journey. Now, sometimes if you don't have anything to give in terms of you don't have any money, then you have something. It's called time capital.
Mm-hmm.
You got to link up with these brothers and give them your time and help them and tell them, look, this is what I can do. I can do maybe an event, or I can help organize a bike ride, a sponsored bike ride, and we can put this money together, can't we?
Yes, definitely. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at what the Riders of Sham achieve every year, right? That is a lot of money they raise
Mashallah.
each year, right? So what I'd like you both to do is start connecting with these organizations, show them exactly what the site is, link up with them and see what they can do to support you, because you're not only doing a mosque, you are doing more than just a mosque. It's
A community project.
a community project
Community hub.
facilitating all the wider community in the area,
Absolutely.
right? And it's a very changing community because a lot of people who are now getting older are leaving those houses, they're moving other places, and there's a younger community moving in there. And the Carlton Drive, all that, the roads that link up to this particular mosque.
Wigston Meadows, 2 new housing estates there that are being built. So there's a lot of development that's going on, and then going out towards Kilby Bridge as well. So it covers a massive area. There's a lot of area that it does cover. So any Muslims in those areas, they have the facilities that are going to be down the road from them.
I mean, like I said, we had mashallah, we did a namaz today in hiring a centre out today for Jummah. And we had a good response on that, mashallah, today, didn't we?
Yeah, it was the first Jummah.
And how many attendees did you have?
It was in the region of 120 attendees.
But
That
that's
was
men and women.
brothers and sisters.
Now that 120 on your first day is very good. I can see this number will rise up to 300
Inshallah.
very quickly, inshallah. And that is only advertising on the WhatsApp that this
Yeah.
facility is there,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
And it's very, very enlightening for me to have received that WhatsApp. And people are forwarding to each other, and this is how we communicate with each other. Now, there is a message here. I will read this message to you. Salams, this is a much needed project. May the Almighty make this a success for all involved in generations to come. How do we donate? This is a very, very good comment there. I'd like you to pick up on this.
So, mashallah, to purchase the building is 800,000. We've raised about 350,000 approximately right now in 3 months. We've got 150,000 we need to raise by the end of April to be able to exchange, and then we have a couple of months to be able to get the remainder. To donate, you can donate to our bank account. Am I allowed to give our bank account details on here, or do they?
No, I think the best way to do it is I will forward the details
Okay.
to the listener, to the person who's just sent a text, yes, and we can forward that to them on their text number, and they can make a donation.
Inshallah.
And
Alhamdulillah.
mashallah. And may Allah reward you for that. And I'd like more of you to join and talk to us, communicate with us. And this is what I like to do, is have to be an interactive session here with our listeners, that they get involved and take inspiration from each other, that we can all drive the car forward in our community, because what we do today will define our better tomorrow for our children, for our grandchildren. How old are your children now, Hafiz?
I've got two of my own children. I've got 3 foster children. So the two my own are Raza, who you know from where he's been on a show with you. He's now 18, mashallah, looking to ready to go to university. And then I've got my daughter, she's 14 on Monday.
I see. Now, many of you, whatever time and investment we make in our children today will be their future tomorrow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We want to leave a legacy for our next generation, for them to be taking it forward as well. And this is really important, that we're able to provide the facilities for them to be able to develop those facilities and take it forward, inshallah.
So I want you to call in 0116 4822 086, or you can send a text message on 077 488 55055. Now, in the midst of all the crises that we are faced with right now in the community, in the country, with gas bills, our electric bills, strikes everywhere, it's doom and gloom, isn't it, Hafiz, right? And even in this doom and gloom period, Brother Aman-ul, people are donating.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Right.
Alhamdulillah. We can't thank them enough, the brothers and sisters who have been donating and continue to donate. And they can see that the cause is worthwhile. And we hope and we pray that we should be able to get past this milestone in April, inshallah.
April of this year?
End of April.
April is almost over.
I know.
So
We
I
don't
mean,
have-
if you think about it, we raised mashallah over 350,000 in 3 months. I mean, that's an achievement on its own.
It's an
Alhamdulillah.
unbelievable achievement, and I'd like more of the city of Leicester people getting involved. Now, I'm going to bring to attention, every time the Muslim Ummah will try to put forward a community center or a mosque or a multifaceted facility, which is the need of tomorrow, we have a problem, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We have a problem where there are people who will object.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then we'll have our local politician, councillor, MP come along, and we have a problem. So we always have never seen anything different. Objections come from everywhere, like the Peace Center. You will all be familiar about the Peace Center in Turnby Lodge when Maulana Lockett he started that project. Look at how much objections that he had from the local. And guess who was helping clearing the snow from all these old people's houses? Guess who he was?
Maulana Lockhart and his
His crew.
Yeah.
And it was the Muslim community that were out there on the streets doing what we do best, is support each other. And we must never stop doing that, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that when your intention is good, Brother Hafiz, then even a member of parliament is not going to be able to stop you.
Correct.
So this, what we read, was very, very dismal, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, you are going to get objections because everybody is always fear of the unknown. Now, I'm going to call it a very targeted campaign against us, which was quite uncalled for, and it didn't only cause upset to the Muslim supporters and organisations, but also the non-Muslims who had written to the MP on that time, and it was a questionnaire that was put out, which only really targeted one part of what we were doing, which was the masjid side of it. And our planning application actually has gone in as a community hub, as a primary use and a place of prayer. But that's the only area that was focused on, which was totally uncalled for. And if you go anywhere and you ask about a particular area, that's what they're going to be questioning and they will answer to. So if it was quite unfair. And then the Leicester Mercury had also put incorrect information out there as well. So it was a lot of work I was having to write to him, which he didn't respond. Our legal team had written to him, he didn't respond. And then he wrote to the councillors and they responded back to him. So the council itself are quite supportive, which they can, but this particular MP wasn't. And it was very uncalled for. I would call it quite Islamophobic because the way he had portrayed the questionnaire that he put out to the public, and it also enlightened racial hatred. We had people writing things on the buildings, sending abuse online, which the police were really, really good and got hold of.
Of course, really, I'm speechless to hear this kind of nonsense. It is very sad that even those that we elect are behaving in this manner. So what can we expect? It is absolutely, I don't know. Aman, what do you say about this?
I mean, what I was surprised at was the fact that it was actually a targeted campaign. In other words, they had leaflets that were sent out, and these leaflets were very biased in the questions that they were asking. They're saying, what do you think, how do you feel about a masjid being built here? It didn't go into the community aspect, what we were doing, any of the we're proposing to be doing there in terms of for the community. So it was very, very negative in the outset, and the intention was to, I don't know, to actually prey on people's concerns and fears, and make it into a situation where what they were trying to do was describe it as something that it wasn't, and it really did.
Right, so for all the brothers and sisters listening right now, that wherever there's a project, and if it's out of our area, like the Highfields or the Evington Road, wherever it is, there's always going to be people who will object. There'll always be. We have grown from one mosque to 100 facilities for the Muslim community, and we've done that in a period of 50 years. And we are not reducing the numbers, we are increasing the numbers. Only the models are changing, like what these guys are setting up is going to serve the wider community. Are you going to have like a coffee morning and a cafe or anything like that?
So we're going
to have a facility for that?
Yeah, we, mashallah, alhamdulillah, once we build the facility, we will be catering for those. We'll be having multi-faith meetings there as well.
So this building, is it going to be knocked down to build a new building?
Ideally, I mean, what we were trying to do is utilize the existing building as much as we possibly can, but depending on because the property has been left empty and it's been vandalized on a few occasions over the last few months. So it is a case that we have to see and get it reassessed and have a word with architects and engineers to see whether it's feasible to actually utilize the existing building.
I'm just going to inform you now that there's been a new name allocated to both of you, and that is the Wigston brothers.
Yeah.
Right? And you can see up there, how do you expect to exchange with 500K when building cost is 800K? So you have 500K to pay for the building, right? And the question is, do you have an arrangement with the sellers?
Mashallah, the seller has been really cooperative with us and been really patient over the current months, and we do have an arrangement with them, which I can't go into the legality side of it, obviously, but there is an agreement that once we do the exchange, then we have that X amount of time to be able to pay the remainder of the 300,000.
500,000.
So we've got 500,000 is what we need to exchange with, and then the complete, which will be 3 or 4 months down the line plus.
So it'll be a further 300,000 that we need to raise in those 3 or 4 months. And we are appealing to some generous benefactors for Ghazal Hasna as well. So we will be looking at that as well. And obviously we are doing collections on a weekly basis and a daily basis as well at this moment in time.
Now, what is required from all of you listening in is to increase the team that is doing this work, right? The more people that get involved, if you have 100 people, 150 people, 50 people, but normally what you find in these kind of projects, there may be 50 people there, but there's only 5 of them doing any of the work, right? So what I'd like to request is all our sisters who are listening in right now, get involved with this project.
Yeah.
Start doing some fundraising, do some cupcakes, do many things you can do. And the Riders of Sham, I'd like you to connect with them.
Yeah, but they're really I speak to quite often.
Yeah, and talk to them and get some guidance from them. You know, they've been doing this fundraising work for a long time. I'd like you to approach all the other charities as well. They have Sadaqah, they have Lillah, they have Zakat. They can't help you from the Zakat funds that they collect because they have to go straight on. But they may be able to help you from the other 2 sectors to help you progress further with your project. Inshallah. So we, every Saturdays and Sundays, we do pledge days here, and they collect funds, which are restricted funds. But if you can talk to them, this can also be an avenue for you guys.
Inshallah.
So we are not only just doing a radio presenting program here today, we are actually working, aren't we?
We are. We are.
Right?
Definitely. And it's good, like you say, if one brother or sister donates X amount, then brothers and sisters, please go out and ask your extended friends and family to try and bring up, because you'll get the same rewards as of that. Let's not wait until the 21st, the 23rd, the 25th, the 27th night in Ramadan. We don't even know if we're going to be here tomorrow or even when I leave this building. And if you make that intention now and pay it now, it's the same as you're giving it in the 21st, 23rd, 25th, 27th night, if that's what you wish.
So all of you, please, requesting kindly that you get involved and let's do this together as one ummah. And I'd like all communities, I say once again, to get involved. Yeah. So we should have a pattern here in our community in Leicester that any project that goes on anywhere should be offered for all the communities to lend their support to the project. Let's not get into that habit and the manner to say that I'm from Turkey, I want a mosque for my Turkish community. I'm from Iraq, I want a mosque for my Iraqi community, because amongst those are 10, 20 more denominations. So if you keep creating denomination-based Muslim Ummah, we'll have a problem or not.
Yeah, of course.
So when we say one Ummah, we need to work together, all of us.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, mashallah, we have support from a lot of non-Muslim organisations as well that are helping us. So that proves what we are trying to do and the need that's needed that for them to support us.
I mean, some of the things that we are going to be doing in the community is mental health support and also benefit advice.
Legal advice.
And also there's lots of different things that we're
So
looking to do.
he's talking about a drop-in center
Yes.
where you can come in there, you can have a cup of coffee, and you can talk about any issues prevalent to you, either in the field of mental health or any other matter that concerns now all the new Muslims that come to Leicester. They need support,
Absolutely.
right? Now, brothers, we have come a long way, haven't we, in the city of Leicester, where what we used to have back in the day, when somebody could fill a benefit form in, he was top man. Everybody said he's the boss. He was the head because he could fill a form in back in the day, in the days of my father, your father, Aman-ul, right? So now we don't have that facility. We're a digital society now. Everything is digitized, all the forms, everything. So we need to move along with the times and understand. So have you had any impact on the social media with your appeal?
We're starting a social media campaign in the next few days. We have been doing a little bit, but not as much as we would like to. And inshallah, we're just looking at this process at the next couple of days. And for the last 10 days, there will be a social media campaign. Inshallah.
This is a request there from one of the younger listeners, because they only understand the social media.
Yeah.
That's what they do all day. They're fully conversant with the TikTok, with the Instagram and all the platforms out there. So you are not to leave any avenue spare. Don't spare any avenue. You got to go and exploit every single opportunity to go and raise those funds.
Inshallah.
And if your intention is right, brothers and sisters, your project will be successful, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So I think we'd like to now make a dua for all of the brothers and sisters who are donating, all the people who are involved in this project, that may Allah make it successful for them. Allah give them all a barakah. Allah make this project happen.
Inshallah.
And
Ameen.
for the sake of our children, for our grandchildren.
Ameen.
Right? So I, for one, am very happy that these brothers, they're not in their 60s or 70s, they're in their 40s or 50s. And I know that they have got connections now with younger brothers who have joined them, like your sons and all his friends.
Yeah.
They're all doing something.
Yeah, they're all helping, they're all doing their little bits as much as they can.
So a good example of that is today when we had Jummah Namaz, all our kids were involved, and the younger generation were the ones that were
Leading.
helping, supporting, and organising everything. So they were there at the forefront, and it's important we do that. Even the imam was a young imam that we had for the Jummah Namaz as well, inshallah.
I see that was yesterday, today, yeah?
Yes, so we started Jummah Namaz at the Prayer Centre in Wigston.
Yeah. How was that then with the girls? Did you have a mix?
Yes, we had, mashallah, we had about 25 ladies come. There was one particular sister who came up to us who's disabled and she's in a wheelchair, and she went, mashallah, I can finally pray namaz somewhere. So that shows you.
I've got a message just now related to that. That's why I brought that matter up, is that will you have facilities for the sisters?
So the sisters is going to be a very big part of what we are. What we have also said is that when we build our new building, inshallah, we will be looking at speaking to the sisters and asking them, rather than just building something, saying, here you are. What do you need? What would you like? Sisters are a very big part. I have a daughter, obviously a wife. Sisters are a very big part of what we are wanting to do and involve them in the building of this project.
And the Prayer Centre where we're doing the Jummah, the sisters are welcome there, and we're accommodating brothers as well as sisters at every Jummah prayers.
So, brothers and sisters, we have last 5 minutes to go. Last opportunity to call in on Ramadan.fm 0116482286, or you can text us on 077 488 55055. So do send a text. And we've just been talking here for almost 50 minutes, and time's flying, and we want this project to fly as well.
Inshallah.
Right? We want all of you to be aware of SLIC.
Correct. South Leicestershire Islamic Community.
Or SLIC for the youngsters.
even that is better. So like earlier on, one of the brothers says, the Wixton brothers.
Yeah.
So when the Wixton brothers come to your door, you put your hand in your pocket and you donate.
I mean,
That's what you got to do. Now, I've known these brothers for a long time. They do a lot of charity work, not only in the city of Leicester, but across the globe, right? Aman-ul here has been to many countries doing poverty relief work across the everywhere. Now, we said in the last 4 minutes of our program, we talk about poverty. Poverty was not created by anybody but man. We create the poverty, and then we go and try to fix the poverty, and it's an ongoing cycle. So, brothers, when we do these food banks, we need to come forward with some out-of-the-box ideas to be coming out with sustainable solutions.
So I'll give you an example of that. In the community centre, the hub that we're going to be doing, we're going to have a food kitchen. And what we're going to actually do is do food courses where we can actually utilise local produce, and then try to make the most economical foods, so that way then they can actually save money and also learn about how to cook as well, because there are a lot of people out there that don't have the ability or they haven't been shown how to cook as well. So it's important that we have those facilities there.
Now that is what we call sustainability. So we are teaching not only the sisters, but also some of the young men. They want to cook as well. So here's a message, right? Salams, Brother Zed, time you came back to do your morning show, right? And this is, I don't know who that listener is probably one that was listening to the morning show and is missing it now in the morning. So maybe I'll have to, just for him, come over one morning.
Wake up with Zed.
Yeah, wake up in the morning with Zed, right? Unfortunately, my team are not waking up, in the morning anymore. So that's a problem. It is a huge problem. And a lot of people, they do their sari and they go to sleep. And this is a problem. So they switch me over to the evening program where they know that I will be just as lively in the evening as I am in the morning, right? So brothers and sisters.
Sorry, it's not the same thing.
It's not. It's not.
It's not the same thing. So it's not the same positive energy. That's what he's saying. Mm-hmm. So we are going to work hard. 2 weeks almost have passed and the pledge days are going really well. We've raised a lot of funds for many people across the globe, in Malawi, in Syria, and we are working in Turkey at the moment. And Syria is in more dire straits than is Turkey, brothers.
100%.
Yeah. And we have also your project, and there will be a few more projects as well in Leicester. So I've told everyone, whoever's got a project, come and talk to us about it. Let's bring awareness to these projects. If you're not aware, you don't know. And we live in an I don't know society. I'm going to test my brother here. What is the Muslim population in Leicester? I don't know. What is the Muslim population in Leicester to my right?
A lot.
A lot.
There you go. At least I got an answer.
We live in an I don't know society, and I'll ask my friend there in the studio. He just does not even think about it. He just taps his keys on the Google and he gives me the answer there, right? In
there you go.
The census. That is an old census. We need the absolute 23 results here. So this is for all of you to remember. We Muslim population in Leicester.
That's the old one.
Old one. We need new one. That is out of the
While
day.
he's looking for that, I just want to say, as a form of dawah as well, for us to teach to the bigger community is by leading by example and by having a community hub there and showing what like what Maulana
Dawah
did.
is what it's all about.
Yeah.
So he is absolutely right that we have to reach out. Now we have some non-Muslims coming here and they don't know anything about Islam. They said nobody's bothered to tell us and nobody's engaged with us. So we are going to engage with them and tell them the essence and the spirit of Ramadan. So these iftars is a good opportunity to go and share with them. Share food with them, share iftar with them, share a prayer with them. Let them watch us pray and ask us questions. So this is what it's all about. We must engage. So brothers and sisters, I'd like to thank you all for listening in, and for my brothers here, on behalf of all three of us,